Okay, welcome back. Well, it's really technology that is soaring away today, along with, of course, Reliance. Tech Mahindra is flying away, 5.5% higher. HCL Tech is keeping it a good company as well. In fact, if you look at the others, TCS is still quite somber. It hasn't really moved much today. Infosys is also now climbing higher, about 2% up. So tech minus of TCS seems to be quite the flavor in today's market action. Anuj, what thoughts on today's mid-cap movement, or rather the lack of it, because mid-caps have taken a backseat as well after a very, very strong month of June. Any observations here?
Surabhi, I've heard this, issue earlier as well, and you could say that, this is distribution, but, that would have been right last month as well, or, at the end of April as well. And you've seen the kind of big mid-cap rally that's followed after that. So I think you'll keep getting these kind of moves. Periodically, there will be profit booking that will keep on happening. And look, Surabhi, let's make one thing very clear, and this distinction should be very clear. A lot of people have made a lot of money trading small caps and mid caps, and they feel good about themselves right now. The market will, at some point, make them give back a lot of the gains to the market. It always does. I think we've still not reached that stage where there's absolute greed on the street, which is when, stocks just keep hitting upper circuit after upper circuit, lots of them. I think once that stage comes, that's when I would be really, fearful about this market. But that will happen. Melt up is normally followed down by a meltdown as well. That stage will happen in the market. But as of now, there's no indication. As of now, I think it's just one way up for now. Of course, at higher level, it's struggling a little bit, but that's okay. That's par for the course.
Okay, all right, take that point. Well, before we carry on with the market conversation, here's an important story that we should take note of. Now, the Delhi High Court has reserved its judgment on the Essel Group's plea. The Essel Group was seeking to restrain IDBI Trusteeship from selling pledged shares of Z as well as Dish TV that it had. The court made some very important observations as well today. Let's go across to Ashmit to understand what's the latest. Ashmit?
Well, this is an interesting battle that's shaping up before the Delhi High Court here. The Essel Group has gone before the Delhi High Court. What they're saying is that while they're not contesting the right of IDBI trusteeship to go ahead and to invoke and sell those pledged shares, what they are saying is that they are invoking the COVID crisis. They're pointing out that these are exceptional times, that the share prices have taken a beating, and that keeping that in mind, it's important that more time be allowed to Essel Group. They're seeking time till mid of August so that they can go ahead and that they can somehow recover the money and repay the dues that are pending. Now, mind you, they're giving a personal guarantee. What they're saying is that we'll give the directors will give a personal guarantee, and that in case of default, they can even be shipped off to jail. Now, with that argument, the Delhi High Court, however, was not impressed. The Delhi High Court said that it is not uncommon these days to have directors going to jail, that directors going to jail will not achieve any purpose. It will not repay the dues in question. The amount outstanding will continue to remain so, that in the light of any lack of tangibles that are being put forth by the Essel Group, it is difficult for the court to consider granting relief at this stage, and that as of right now, they need something more tangible. And in fact, that was the very argument that had also been raised by IDBI, which pointed out that COVID was being used as a bogey and that the group had larger institutional issues, which in fact had to be looked at. So with this in mind, the Delhi High Court as of right now has reserved its judgment. What we understand is that it is likely to come out tomorrow, and it will give clarity on the way forward on whether or not IDBI can go ahead and can invoke and sell the shares in question of Z as well as Dish TV. Back to you.
Okay, Ashmit, thanks a lot for that update. Neeraj Diwan is now joining us from Quantum Securities. Neeraj, good afternoon. I wanted your thoughts first on a stock like DMart. Would you use this correction to buy into? You think this perhaps is start of something bigger in terms of a price fall?
Yeah, good afternoon, Amit. I think, as far as DMart is concerned, we've seen that the kind of expansion potential that is there in that company is huge. So, we will not see a significant fall in the stock, but, after the results, even the guidance has not been bad. The kind of, opening up that is happening now is something which they are also positive on. But, I have my apprehensions about this quarter now, which is undergoing, because after opening, a lot of places are again having this lockdown. So one cannot be sure about the short term. Short term, some correction may happen, but if someone has a 1.5 year view also, a DMart at this point also makes sense to buy. So if someone wants to buy, can stagger his buying and maybe buy on all dips, starting from now. But one should be prepared to see some correction in the stock.
Okay, Dheeraj, good afternoon. What thoughts on Tech Mahindra? There's a lot of buying that's evident on the screen today. Do you like IT overall, and then where do you place Tech Mahindra?
Actually, I'm positive on IT, but again, some stocks after seeing a bottom have started to move up, like Infosys, Tech Mahindra. They move up from the bottom. So in the short term, I don't see too much of an upside in these stocks. But of course, the medium to long term, I like IT because the kind of changes that we've seen in the behavior of the use of technology because of the pandemic, I think the stocks and the business will have a lot more potential. But in the short term, there may be some concerns as far as the new deal wins are concerned or as far as the immediate growth is concerned. But over the medium to long term, I'm positive on IT. So if one gets opportunity on dips, I think IT can be bought. And specifically the medium scale companies there should be the one which can be looked at, which have more potential.
Okay, let's do one thing. We'll take a break and we'll come back with the market closing.